What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over and ranking each and every one of our top quarterbacks right now in college football 25 Ultimate Team, from great all the way up at S tier to not good at F tier. Now, it's crazy because most of these cards on this list actually aren't super expensive. I'll have another screen here for me so I can talk about, their specific attributes, what they exactly do for you, how expensive they specifically are. So again, it gives us something to talk about. Also, I'll go back and forth, so I'll talk about it because they're kind of in order on their overalls. It's a little mixed up here at the top, but they're kind of in order here on how good they are. So obviously, again, I don't want to just go, talk about all the 85s first and then work our way to the top. So I try to keep that somewhat balanced as well as we do go through this thing. If you are new to my channel and have not yet, though, please smash that subscribe button. We're on the road towards 10,000 subscribers. Let's start it off with Pat White. There was a time in this game, because Pat White was kind of like he was our first, really fast Legends quarterback. Lamar Jackson didn't come out too long after him. But Pat White had 85 speed, good throw power. He didn't have great accuracy, did throw a tight spiral. He was good for his time. I remember this card was 35,000 coins at one time, and I was like, yeah, that's a must pick up. At this stage, he's 15,000 coins, so for that, I can't hate on Pat White too much. But the way he throws the ball is not great, and so that's why I'm going to put him in here at D tier. I just think there are way better cards, even for 15,000 coins, than Pat White. Tim Tebow, if we're ranking all the quarterbacks, he's better than Pat White for sure. But is he, the question is he an above average quarterback on this list? I don't think so. And I've used Tebow, but there's just something weird about the card. And I don't know if it is the lefty thing, because supposedly lefties are really weird. But the card should be good in Tim Tebow, and he's just not. Again, locked in for Tim Tebow, finally ended up settling him because it's this card is not good. He's not going to play for me. I just don't love it. And so for me, he is C tier. He's not necessarily horrible, but for a 90 overall, the card is not great. 85 Staubach is definitely better than Pat White, and maybe he splits the middle because I do like Staubach, but if you're asking me 85 Staubach or Tim Tebow, I probably would be taking Tim Tebow, and that's just the truth. Now, Staubach is this high, though, because I do love the card. Great accuracy, throws a tight spiral. Even this card has 82 speed, which really isn't super bad. So, I'm still going to be pretty high on Staubach, even at an 85 overall, because, again, the better Staubachs are literally my favorite quarterbacks in the entire game. I don't want to ruin everything, but that's how high I am on Staubach. So, even the 85 Staubach, he's not F tier. I'll go D tier. Joe Burrow up next. I see actually quite a few people running this LTD Burrow, and it has me thinking to myself, and he's been okay against me. Obviously, he can't run the ball super well, but it has me thinking, what do people see in this Joe Burrow? Well, his accuracy is by far and away the best in the entire game. There's nobody with as good of accuracy as Joe Burrow. 82 speed, 83 acceleration really isn't the worst either. He does throw a tight spiral. When you're looking at this card, just because of the way he throws the ball, he actually is pretty good. Now, is he worth the amount of coins he's going for? Is he the best quarterback in the game? No. But throwing the ball specifically, he should be accurate on nearly every pass. And that's something that does, or at least should be appreciated for Joe Burrow in this game. I'm going to go B tier. Don't think he's worth the coins right now in college football ultimate team. Right now, he's 800,000 coins, it looks like. Yeah. I can find other quarterbacks that can do the job other than that. Cade McNamara, I tried using Cade for some time because he's an Iowa Hawkeye. I want to use my Iowa Hawkeye players in this game. There's a problem with Cade, and that's he's got 78 speed, and I felt like he has 76 carrying, but I felt like every time he got sacked, he fumbled, and I hate that. If I get sacked, it's already a bad play. Don't compound the issue by fumbling the ball. You know what I'm saying? You get sacked, whatever, but don't fumble the ball on top of it. That's what really made me kind of upset with Cade McNamara. I feel like literally every time I would get sacked, the ball would be out. Dylan Gabriel, honestly, when I've played against Gabriel, he's been really good. And I don't know, again, he is a lefty, so I can't be super high on the card. But it's just one of those things. You gotta somewhat appreciate what the card does. 86 speed, 86 acceleration, good accuracy, all the way basically across the board. 82 throw accuracy. Would like to see that maybe a little bit higher. But the card is really, really, really solid. And it does throw the ball away, has that tight spiral as well. And so it really just is kind of an interesting card with Dillon Gabriel. I don't know exactly where I'm at with this card. I guess I'll throw him at B tier, but I don't even know if that's right. Dillon Gabriel, way overpriced, not worth his price. And you guys might be like, really the same tier as Joe Burrow? I think that's accurate. Burrow's going to throw the ball way better, and he's a righty. Dillon Gabriel obviously is a lefty, but he's not going to throw the ball as well. So I think that's relatively accurate. If you guys don't agree, that's fine. You guys can let me know that, but that's where I'm at with the two cards. Cam Ward, surprise, surprise. Cam Ward, you're all the way up at B tier. He is one of the best quarterbacks that I've used this year. And I know there's going to be people that are mad that he's at the same tier as Dillon Gabriel, but it's the facts. Compare their stats. Compare what they do for you guys. Cam Ward is just as fast nearly as Dillon Gabriel. I'll pull it up here. Cam Ward's got... he's got 85 speed. Gabriel's is 86. And again, when you compare the whole picture of the cards, they are really, really accurate. Or really, really close to being like the exact same type of cards. Cam Ward throws this tight spiral. I got B and D Cam Ward, and I'm not currently running the card. But trust me when I tell you guys, I'd be comfortable running Cam Ward right now as my quarterback one. Super comfortable with it. I think he is one of the best quarterbacks still to this day in the entire game. Will Howard... And I might have to start moving some cards up. I really might, because I don't think there's going to be a lot of cards on this list that I am like super, super high on. So maybe I want to go like this, to be honest with you, because I don't mind Will Howard. Like, I think Will Howard's okay. It just comes down to this. When you have that token to use on one player and you're not using it on that Kobe Bryant card and using it on a Will Howard who's an average at best quarterback, to me personally, I'm just like, is that really what we want to do? Like, Will Howard, when he does get upgraded, throws the ball about as well as anybody, has 82 speed. He does become solid. I'm not trying, the goal of this video is not just to hate on Will Howard. That's not the goal of this video. But I'm just like trying to compare some cards here, and that's what I see. I just see Will Howard being an okay quarterback at this stage in the game, which I'm not trying to slander. It's just, I think, where we're at. And for me, give me a guy like Cam Ward. Give me, some of those other guys that we do have in the game right now that I just think give you that slightly better option. Better, obviously, scrambling. Better all around. Lamar Jackson, you can hate me as much as you want. He is still an A-tier quarterback. I do not care. I feel like people don't use Lamar Jackson anymore just because they're tired of using him. But this card is still elite. 86 speed, 86 acceleration, great carrying. Throw accuracy is okay. I just think people are tired of using the same card. That's why they're not using Lamar Jackson. But the card is still one of your best quarterbacks in the entire game. I'm throwing Lamar at A tier. I'd be super comfortable still to this day running Lamar in college football ultimate team. The 89 Joe Burrow. This is the Joe Burrow that you can get for absolutely free. And it does need to be noted that again, this card is absolutely free. If you grind house rules, you can get this card. Now, initially when the cards came out, it was like, if you grind house rules, you for sure, and they did upgrade the LTD Burrow speed, by the way, because initially the 89s had a better speed. Anyways, LTD Joe Burrow, or the LTD Joe Burrow, the one you can grind for, still going to throw the ball about as well as anybody. 80 speed, 83 acceleration. To me, he's going to throw the ball better than Will Howard. He is going to run the ball a little worse. So I'm going to put him at B tier. I mean, with the way he throws the football, and at 80 speed isn't the worst, you can run Joe Burrow. And if you grind him out, he could be your quarterback. I'm going to go B tier. Do think there are better quarterbacks to run, but I don't think he is the absolute worst. Marcus Mariota at this stage, I don't know, man. He had his time, for sure. I feel like Mariota threw the ball really well. He had like a quick release as well. 82 speed, decent throw accuracy. The more I'm looking at Mariota, the more I still really like this card. I do think Lamar Jackson is better than him, for sure. The more I look at Mariota, I'm like, he's better than this Joe Burrow. He is. So I'm going to move the non-LTD Burrow down. Just because of the sole fact that Mariota clears him. He absolutely does. So that's where I'm at with the two cards. And honestly, I kind of want to move Gabriel down. I don't know. Am I wrong by doing that? I kind of want to move Gabriel down and maybe this other Joe Burrow down as well. But we'll see. This is where I'm at right now. I do still like this Mariota card. On second look, the card is still really good. Barnett is a stud on this game as well. I mean, some of these new quarterbacks are really, 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 really good. And definitely cards that you guys can pick up if you want. He's in the Field Phenom set right now. Barnett isn't super expensive. 87,000 coins on on Xbox, which you guys might think, well, Ty, I don't want to spend that many coins on the card, and I get it. Like, I genuinely do get it. But at the same time, for me, like, if the card is good, he's good. And so we got to respect that. For Barnett here, look at a card with 85 speed, 82 acceleration. Accuracy-wise, the throw accuracy is only a 61, but everything else, accuracy-wise, is really good across the board. 73 carrying's a little low as well. Maybe he's not quite A tier, but this is where I'm at right now. It's just so tough on how to separate A tier. Like a Barnett who's going to be a little bit faster, not going to throw the ball quite as good as Burrow. I just don't know how to separate this A tier. But Barnett definitely is a card you can use, and he's going to be one of your better quarterbacks in the entire game. Kyle McCord is F tier. I am sorry. I do not see what people see in Kyle McCord. I just don't see it. Some people when this card came out was like gassing him, and I'm sitting there like, are we seeing the same thing? He's got 75 speed. I don't know about you guys, but if I'm playing against the quarterback that I know cannot run the football, I just don't respect it. To me, F tier. McCord is absolutely horrible on this game. Geno Smith is not as good as I initially thought. When Geno Smith first came out, I'm like, okay, we got something with this card. He doesn't throw a tight spiral. There's just nothing about Geno Smith that really stands out to me. I'm going B tier with this card. He's still decently fast. His accuracy is still going to be pretty solid. But I just don't think he is as good as I initially expected the card to be. B tier for Geno Smith. Staubach, 86 overall. I don't care. He's B tier. I love Staubach so much on this game. The 86 Staubach, definitely better than the 85 Staubach. Nah, I don't care. Staubach is going to be that man on this game until I say he's not that man. Weigman, another card that stinks. I don't care that he's an 88 overall. When I'm looking at Weigman here, I just, another card that I really do not see it with. And we can talk about why. When I look at Connor Weigman, he's got 78 speed. Throwing the ball, he's good, but not nearly as good as Joe Burrow. I mean, I guess I'll go D tier with the card. But no, I'm not. Because this free Joe Burrow is so much better than this Connor Weigman. It's legitimately not even close. Tua at this stage stinks. Like, I genuinely hope Tua, and don't take this in the wrong way, but I genuinely hope he retires. Like, for himself, guys, it's so sad to see what he's going through in real life, but on this game, I think there are better options. And again, if you don't agree with me, that is okay, guys. That's what's fun in this video. But if you're running Tua at this point in this game, I think there are better options that you guys probably should be exploring. Charlie Ward, he's fine. I just heard his throwing motion's messed up, and I've never used this card, but I've heard his throwing motion is pretty messed up, and I've never actually struggled against this card. Now, he is pretty rare. I get that part of it. 86 speed, 88 acceleration. When you look at this card on paper, he should be as good as Lamar Jackson. He should be, but he doesn't throw a tight spiral. That's important to note. Doesn't do maybe some other things on the field. I'm going to throw him at C tier, but if you want to be higher on chart, I'll throw him at B tier just because of that speed. Speed still does kill on this game. 87 Geno. I'm gonna go D tier. Like, he doesn't throw a tight spiral. I'm taking 85 Staubach over 87 Geno. You guys can hate me if you want, but that's where I'm at on Geno Smith. 88 Staubach, the only card you will see at S tier. And this is gonna be such an unpopular opinion, but listen to what I'm telling you guys, please, with Roger Staubach. Please just hear me out before you guys get mad. Here's what I like about this card. He's got 84 speed, 84 acceleration. Solid. His accuracy is fantastic. He's got 85 carrying. Doesn't fumble very much. He throws a tight spiral. He does everything you need out of a quarterback. Everything. He's got speed. He's got good carrying. He rarely fumbles. He throws the ball as well as anybody else. Throws a tight spiral. Staubach is that man on this game. And if you don't like Staubach, you don't know ball. This card, S tier, my favorite quarterback right now in the game. That's why he's at S tier. JJ McCarthy, really good quarterback. I don't have any issues with JJ. If you got him in like a B and D pack, definitely run this card. B tier is where I'm at with JJ McCarthy. Next up, guys, we do see Quinn Ewers. I think Ewers is fine as well. I know there's a lot of people that do complain about the quarterbacks that they do have. And again, I'm not trying to just sit here and hate on these cards. Ewers is fine. To me, he's basically pretty similar when I'm looking at the card to a guy like Staubach. The only real difference is Staubach's not going to fumble as much. That's the main difference I see within the two cards. Obviously, JJ McCarthy, he's really good. Again, I think he's pretty similar to Staubach, just not quite as fast. Actually, I'm going to go A tier with JJ as well. I think both those cards are cards that can bring you guys lots of success. Vince Young, I don't know. At this stage, it's just like he's came and he's went. And it's just kind of one of those things for Vince Young. When I first used him, I'm like, you know what? This card's fun. And Vince Young, he deserves a good card in college football ultimate team. Like, he is one of those cards, or one of those guys you think about when you think of college football legends. Now, I will say this. He doesn't throw a tight spiral. That's a little bit concerning. Throwing the ball, just think there are going to be some guys that probably are more consistent than a guy like Vince Young. But Vince Young, still super fun to use, still super good. I've got no issues. If you still want to use Vince Young, honestly, you could put him at C tier, and I'm going to put him at C tier. I still think he gives you more than this 87 Geno Smith. And if you disagree, that's fine. Let me know down below in the comments. But that's really what I do believe. Samoza is really good. Caden Samonza up next. He is really good. Throws a tight spiral, 86 speed, 86 acceleration. Overall, a really, really, really good card. Now, it's so weird because some of these cards have such low throw accuracy, right? But then they have such low throw accuracy. But then the mid and deep accuracy is so good. So it's just kind of a weird thing for Samonza. But this card is really, really good. Definitely a card that you guys can run and have just so much success with. And I see a lot of people who do run Samonza. And again, I think he does or can bring you guys so much success in college football ultimate team. Last, certainly not least, Josh Allen. I still like Josh Allen. And again, we're kind of all over with the cards here. But when I use Josh Allen in my gameplay, he was fantastic. Now, doesn't throw a tight spiral. That does obviously concern me a little bit. Throwing the ball, though, is going to be super accurate across the board. In general, his speed's okay. I'm going to go A tier with Josh Allen. It's just tough, though, because is he better than Geno? I don't know if he is. I think he's maybe more accurate, but I don't know if he's better than Geno. I'll throw Josh Allen at B tier. Stick to what I've went over. Doesn't throw a tight spiral. That is concerning to me. B tier is where he belongs. So notes for this tier list, guys. If somebody throws a tight spiral, they're going to be immediately higher than if they would not throw a tight spiral. If somebody has good speed and carrying, they will be higher than if they don't. Because you guys got to realize, those type of things are the margin of error in this game that can win and lose your game. Somebody doesn't fumble when they get hit, somebody does. Somebody does throw a tight spiral, somebody lets a ball flutter. Those are the types of things that win and lose your games, and that's why my tier list is where it is. Staubach alone at S tier, because I think he is the best quarterback in the entire game. If there is a guy I'd move up, I don't even know from A tier. Maybe Barnett, maybe Samonza. Those would be the two guys that I'd look at first before anybody else. Let me know your thoughts on this tier list. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.